To the extended outlook coming up just a few moments. But first, let's head up to Stu. He is over some breaking news right now. Stu, where are you and what's going on?
Well, we're in the Lake Balboa area, and we're right over Balboa Boulevard. And it's sad to say this is a fatal auto versus pedestrian. Now, there are some extenuating circumstances right now. There's a possibility that this is being called a hit and run. The vehicle is here, so we're still trying to get all that solid information, but one of the big parts is somebody did lose their life trying to cross the road today, got hit by a vehicle. This is all happening on Balboa. Now, Balboa southbound, they do have it opened up, and they're taking you over to Stag. That pushes you into the neighborhood. Makes for a very complicated way to get around it. If you have the heads up and you're listening to us now, and this is part of your drive this morning, possibly take one of the other majors, maybe even Sherman Way, something to get around it so you don't have to sit in that traffic. Basically, from Roscoe over to Saticoy this morning, that direction is going to be shut down while they're doing their investigation. The northbound lanes are moving along well, but again, it's just another reminder, be very cautious out there, especially on that morning drive. Everybody's in a rush. Somebody might be doing something you're not expecting. Sending it back to you all in the studio.
That's a rough story. All right, thank you. Developing news from Mexico, meantime, this morning. School has been canceled and tourists are urged to shelter in place in their resorts as authorities say more violence is expected in the wake of a Mexican army killing a powerful cartel leader known as El Mencho. His cartel is said to be a major supplier of fentanyl to the U.S. 3 other cartel members were also killed. Following the killing, authorities say members of his cartel unleashed a wave of violence, setting cars and buildings on fire and blocking highways.
Travel advisories have been issued, and some U.S. airlines have canceled flights to parts of Mexico in the wake of civil unrest.
Let's go out to Mario Ramirez. He is live at LAX with more. Good morning.
Good morning, and we are seeing a mix. While some flights are canceled, some airlines are resuming flights to Western Mexico. Take a look. We're in the United Terminal, and the flight board here showing that flights to Puerto Vallarta, Cabo San Lucas, and Cancun are scheduled out of LAX today, but at least 2 others from Alaska Airlines canceled this morning. It's all following a major cartel takedown, so take a look. We want to show you the images that shut down cities in western Mexico, burning vehicles and roadblocks after the Mexican army killed cartel leader Nemesio Ruben Oseguera Cervantes, known as El Mencho. Authorities say cartel members set fires across multiple states, blocking roads and turning Jalisco's capital, Guadalajara, into a ghost town. Now, his death sparking violent retaliation with at least 14 people killed, including security forces. Flights canceled to and from parts of western Mexico, including Puerto Vallarta, Guadalajara, and Cancun. And we spoke with travelers heading to parts of Mexico this morning with growing concern.
The plane's on fire and, you know, crazy things that are happening out there with shootings and everything, but we're praying for the best.
I feel like I'm always aware of my surroundings everywhere I go. So I mean, right now, especially with the tension, you know, stay at the resort, you know, follow all protocols.
Scary situation, you know, it's very uncertain. You don't know what's going on, if people are gonna oh my God, if they're gonna fire up your city, your house, your grocery store nearby.
Security operations continue, and officials warning road conditions could still impact travel at airports in parts of western Mexico. Now, here at LAX, back out here live, this is a look at the TSA checkpoint at Terminal 7. Dozens of Mexico flights canceled over the last 24 hours. Some continue this morning, but most of the cancellations disrupted flights, more than 100 here at LAX, because of those blizzard-like conditions along the East Coast. For now, that's the latest here at LAX this morning. I'm Mario Ramirez. We'll send it back to you.
All right, Mario. Thank you. Happening today, Nick Reiner will be back in court. He's charged with the murders of his parents, filmmaker Rob and Michele Reiner.
Gigi Graciette live in downtown LA with a preview on this. Gigi.
That's right. The arraignment is set to start in about half an hour. Our Christina Gonzalez is in the courtroom and will be bringing us live coverage of what happens. And take a look, because There is certainly a lot of media here. We're not only talking about the local Los Angeles crews, but we have all the networks here and crews from out of the state because of the interest in this case. Now, you might remember 32-year-old Nick Reiner is facing 2 murder charges with a special circumstance allegation of multiple murders. He's also facing a special allegation that he personally used a dangerous and deadly weapon to kill his parents on December 14th of last year. We're talking about a knife. Now, Reiner is accused of fatally stabbing his father, 78-year-old Rob Reiner, and his mother, 70-year-old Michele Reiner, at their Brentwood home. He took off by the time their bodies were discovered and was arrested later the next day in Exposition Park. Now, if convicted as charged, Reiner does face death or life in state prison. The prosecutor saying they will make that decision on whether or not to pursue a death penalty later on in the case. He was originally represented by a private attorney, Alan Jackson, who said that by definition of the law, Reiner is not guilty. But the attorney quit shortly after, and now Reiner will be represented by public defenders. Reporting live in downtown Los Angeles, I'm Gigi Graciette. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Gigi. Thank you.
Thanks, Gigi.
So officials have resumed the TSA PreCheck program just hours after it was suspended because of the partial government shutdown. The Department of Homeland Security says it would take emergency measures to preserve limited funds, which meant ending PreCheck and global entry. Well, now it says TSA is evaluating on a case-by-case basis as staffing shortages continue to rise. It's not clear if global entry is impacted. All right, still ahead, a heads up for drivers in the 405. We'll have more on the lane closures through the Sepulveda Pass.
I feel like there's always lane closures on the Sepulveda Pass. A wild moment caught on camera. Look at this, a truck going airborne. What happened to the driver? We'll tell you what happened here after the break.
desperate to get away.
I don't see any weapons.
One mistake, one wrong turn, and it's all over.
Oh, a crash right there, and that's going to be the end of it.
Chase City, LA Pursuits, streaming now only on Fox Local.
A look at our top stories this morning. A judge has ruled the city of Los Angeles can not move forward with a program that would allow local officials to remove and dismantle more RVs the city deems a nuisance. The city planned to roll out a new state law that gives LA County authority to dispose of abandoned or inoperable RVs worth up to $4,000. The previous threshold was $5,000.
Take a look at this video now out of Oregon, showing a truck going airborne and crashing into a house. Police believe the vehicle hit a dirt mound, flying more than 100 feet into the air before crashing into the home. Witnesses say the driver was speeding and driving recklessly. Surprisingly, the driver and the passenger only had minor injuries, and nobody inside the house was hurt.
Beginning tonight and going through Saturday, Caltrans will reduce the number of lanes along the 405 through the Sepulveda Pass. Lane reductions and ramp closures will start at 9 tonight and end at 6 in the morning. The purpose is for K-rail installation and for electrical work. It's all part of a $144 million project to improve safety and extend pavement life. Expect delays. Plan ahead. Orange County Public Libraries are celebrating Black History with a special event tonight.
Yeah, best-selling authors Jason Reynolds and Nick Stone will share stories and insights at the Clifton C. Miller Community Center. That's tonight at 6:30 in Tustin. This free event highlights African-American achievements and culture. No registration is needed, but for more, visit ocpl.org.
This morning at 9:30 in Pacoima, a ceremony to dedicate Nancy C. Avery Square in front of the Pacoima Post Office. Avery was a civil rights activist and the first black postmaster of a major post office since Reconstruction. She was appointed by President John F. Kennedy to the position in 1961. Avery retired in 1984 and passed away in 1992.
All right, 8:13 on this Monday morning. Powerful winter blizzard is blasting the Northeast, bringing life-threatening conditions, wind gusts, and the potential for over 2 feet of snow.
Fox's Caroline Elliott has more from New York. We checked in with you last hour. You are still standing out there, braving the elements. How are you feeling?
Well, Bob, not much has changed, but I'm even colder now than I was last hour. Officials told us that this would be the worst snowstorm we've seen in about 10 years. And if you look around, you can see it is certainly living up to the hype. We've started to see some of those snow totals come in parts of New York. We're seeing more than 20 inches of snow, and this storm is not over yet.
As beautiful as it is, it's hard, it's dangerous for a lot of people.
40 million Americans on the East Coast are under blizzard warnings and what officials are describing as the worst snowstorm in decades.
It's going to come down heavy. You're not going to be able to see when the wind whips it up. The conditions are nothing but treacherous.
The National Weather Service said record snowfall up to 1 or 2 feet is possible in many areas as it continues to come down Monday, along with heavy winds and possible flooding in New Jersey, Connecticut, and New York. Officials say road conditions are also dangerous.
Across New Jersey, we have 101,000 tons of salt for the Turnpike and Parkway alone. We have 350,000 tons for the other state roads. 4,500 pieces of equipment are deployed and ready to go.
As the snow turns dense and wet, it has the capability of downing power lines, putting millions at risk of losing power.
Don't touch any lines that are down. You know, a lot of times they'll get buried under the snow and still be energized.
Tens of thousands of flights have been disrupted. Dozens of schools are canceling classes, and travel bans are in place for non-essential cars.
Stay off the roads and allow these great crews to do what they do best, which is to clear the snow.
And we're going to sign off with some good news and some bad news. So the good news is the snow will stop by 6 p.m. tonight. But the bad news is we're hearing the possibility of more snow on Wednesday and at the end of the week. Jen, Bob.
And you know this now. Like the snow hasn't melted from the previous snowstorm out there. So it just keeps piling high.
Jen, it doesn't stop. Yeah, this is on top of what was left over from a couple weeks ago. So it is quite miserable out here, but I will take this time to give a shout out to the crews that have been out here all morning, treating the sidewalks, treating the roads, so it's somewhat walkable. So again, it's pretty rough to be out here. I'll also say, I don't know if you've been hearing the slurring going on, but it's because my jaw is frozen. It's not because I had too much fun before work or anything.
It's like your mouth won't move.
I feel like you need like a better cap. You need like a better cap or something like that.
Can you wring your hair out? Like, can you wring your hair? Is it that wet right now?
I will try. I'll try to do this.
Frozen.
No, it's frozen.
It's frozen.
I mean,
it's,
wow. These are actual icicles in my hair
hilarious.
right now. So yeah, this is this is live TV right now. This is
funny. We're trying to figure out. We're trying to figure out, Caroline, like where exactly are you there in the city? Is this near Columbus Circle area? So you're like close to the park.
So we're in Midtown, right now. We're in Midtown, actually right next to headquarters, so we can pop in there real quick if we need to, because it is quite cold out here.
Yeah, go get in.
But we are seeing some parts of New York see, again, 18 inches of snow, so pretty wild.
In some ways, though, this is like kind of the fun time, right? Because everybody's not working, schools are canceled, so people are out and about kind of just trying to enjoy the snow before
Caroline's
it gets
like, fun time, excuse me?
Yeah, that's a foreign concept. Right now. No, it is pretty wild. Yeah, it is. It's fun out here, but I will tell you, the locals are staying inside because I've met a lot of people out here this morning, and every single person I've talked to has been from overseas.
That's funny.
So we're not seeing any locals out here. The locals are done. They're over.
Yeah,
but people who come here for once a year or whatever, they're making the most of it.
We have to go.
Locals are
we have to go,
inside.
but out of curiosity, are the bars open?
Ooh, that is a good question. Again, it's 11 a.m. local
I bet
time,
the pubs are
so
open. I bet the pubs
maybe
are
I'll
open.
know in a couple hours.
All right, Caroline.
I'm sure they are. It's the city that never sleeps.
Okay, go get warm.
Yeah, sorry about that. I had to ask that last question.
For so long.
The neighborhood pubs have to be open.
They have to be.
Right?
They always are.
Of course they are. Of course they're open.
What's the Irish pub that's there?
There's a lot of Irish
There's
pubs
that
there.
one that's like famous, that it's like 2 stories. All right, let's get a weather. Sorry, our producer's yelling at us.
I swear her
Like
eyelashes
PJ
were
Orr?
turning. Her eyelashes were turning into icicles. So all of that snow related to this nor'easter, this area of low pressure that's still spinning, by the way, just offshore from Delmarva all the way into the east and the northeast. This is going to continue to just churn and bring all that snow to New York City, as you saw, and really up and down the east coast through at least this evening. There's even some thunder snow related to this area of low pressure. It was it was a bomb cyclone, so that pressure dropped rapidly, and it was almost developing like a hurricane with the way it was dropping with that pressure. Strong gusty winds, some wind gusts registering their hurricane force numbers like in the 70s, 74, 75 mile per hour wind gusts that I just saw. So I'm so sorry for you in the East Coast right now, but hey, you can look at our area of high pressure here. Conversely, so sorry. This is going to produce some sunshine for us in 70s and 80s. That offshore flow will keep us nice and dry and protected from all these storms. Look at the storms that's moving up into the Pacific Northwest. So we've got a good week here, the last week of February, to just really dry out and enjoy the sunshine. We deserve it after a week last week when we had all of that rain. We're going to talk about 10 to even 20 degrees above normal as we get to the end of the week. 80 degrees today for downtown LA. Looking at Thousand Oaks, your day planner getting into the upper 70s by 2 p.m. with partly cloudy to partly sunny. I would say mostly sunny, actually. Big Bear, 56 degrees later this afternoon in Riverside, getting up to that 81, which feels more like summer than winter. All right, let's head back upstairs to Stu and get another look at our traffic conditions on this back to work, back to school Monday. The cows are out. Everyone's out. It's so green outside. Oh, are those goats?
You're the second person to call. They call them goats. But cows, those are goats. We got, it's Monday. You got that goat rodeo started out there. That's going to be in the Sepulveda Wildlife Basin. You got a lot of goats. You know what gets my goat traffic. Let's talk about a little bit of traffic. We're making a little bit of a move, but I'm going to keep it on that 405. This traffic report brought to us by My Home Sold. You got that 405 drive, and it is going to be a tough one today. Southbound, coming away from the 405, coming away from the 118, you're going to be stuck on that 405. You're hitting the brakes right about Sherman Way. Trust me, it's out there. They were moving us for some aircraft, so we had to move out of the way. But you see a little of that traffic right there. It is going to be slow and go over the hill for sure. Let's take a look at some other traffic hotspots, shall we?
Hello, I'm Adrian Hernandez with MyHomeSold.com, and we want to buy your house cash. We'll give you a cash offer for your house today. Sell your house the easy way with no commissions, no fees, no repairs. For free, no obligation cash offer. Go to MyHomeSold.com.
Welcome back. Beverage giant Keurig Dr. Pepper is unveiling some new flavors. Look for a return of Dr. Pepper's fan favorite, creamy coconut, in April. A new strawberry-flavored Canada Dry will also come out this year. Ooh. And look out for Mandarin Orange 7-Up and Zero Sugar Mott's Apple Juice. For Snapple, they're saluting the nation's 250th birthday next month with a 250, get it? Party tea, adding in raspberry and lemonade flavors.
Okay.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. Put a little vodka in there.
A little bit, a little splash.
Yeah. Still ahead, it's all the buzz this morning. We've got Coco live at the Valley Hive.
Good morning. I like that. All the buzz this morning. That's right. We are here at the Valley Hive here in Chatsworth. And next we're talking about honey and the variety of honey that they have. And I'll be doing some sampling. I'm excited.
Nearby, I like it.
We're looking at some dance classes. Maybe you get our swerve on, you know?
It's
I don't think I'll be doing
sexy.
that kind of dancing.
No,
Huh?
I don't think
Well,
I'll be
it's
doing
hot
that kind
mom.
of dance.
It's for hot mamas.
Yeah,
So
hot
I'm
mom.
sorry you're out.
It's very sexist. I mean, like a guy can't do a hot mama dance.
Well,
that's kind of the idea.
You know, I'm a little bashful to do it. Just
I know, me
because
too.
I'm really at a beginner stage, and I looked at the video, and they look
It's
pro.
pretty. I know.
Right.
You know,
There's a lot of
so
twerking going on.
If you dim it really dark, I might not do it.
It has to be like near total darkness.
Yes.
Let's go together.
Can we?
I'm serious.
I'm serious too.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Sexy dancing.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's empowering.
And it's a good
provocative.
workout.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
actually a really good workout. So, okay, we'll check it out. And Jen's going to want to do a, Jen at work.
Jen at twerk, actually.
Jen at twerk, yeah. All right, hey, happy Monday to you. It is the last Monday of February.
Wow.
I know, we're just chugging along, guys. The last week of the month, and we will be at spring before you know it. Although it's going to feel more like summer today with a really warm week ahead. Temperatures getting into the 70s and 80s. We got an offshore flow that's developing, basically an area of high pressure that's going to dominate our weather here in the west and the southwest, possibly 10 to 20 degrees above normal by the time we get to the end of the week. And it was a nice change this past weekend. We deserved it, too. After the week we had last week, we got all that rain. We had 3 storms, remember, that brought us not just the rain, but all of that mountain snow, which we got to enjoy this weekend. It was 71 on Saturday, 78 yesterday, above normal highs. And we got all that rain. Like I said, total for the month now 4.25 inches, which is fantastic for our season total, which brings us to 18.36 inches. Begins October 1st to September. And our surplus now is over 8 inches above normal. So that's great. No forecast rain for at least the next 7, maybe even 10 days. So we will get into the first few days of March so far, rain-free, it looks like. 59 degrees for downtown LA right now, so we're warming up with that light northeasterly wind. About 80, as I mentioned. Our sun will set at 5:44. Later this afternoon, look at these highs, 82 in Woodland Hills today. My goodness, 81 in Burbank, 76 in Santa Ana with all that sunshine, 82 in Riverside, to that 57 in Big Bear, and 83 in Palm Springs. All right, I've got your 7-day queued up for the next, in just the next few minutes. But first, let's check in on traffic. Samada's back in studio with a look at our freeways. Good morning, Samada.
Oh, good morning, Marie. Good morning, everybody. On this Monday, unfortunately, it is really tough on the roads. Very busy out there. Unfortunately, earlier this morning, a vehicle struck pedestrian and became a fatality crash. Most lanes are still shut down. Only one lane is open, eastbound 101 at Lost Hills Road. We have a lot of police activity, and the investigation does continue. The coroner en route. We've got 9 miles an hour behind that crash, so it's a lengthy closure. Real-time traffic in the downtown LA area. 54 minutes your ride. Typical at this hour. Northbound 110 from the 405 coming inbound from, say, the Gardena area, the Torrance area, just 32 minutes. And your drive, as usual, difficult. Westbound side of the 10 at San Pedro Street. Meanwhile, eastbound section looking pretty good as you make your way into the mid-city area. Send back over to you, too.
All right, Samantha, thank you. Arraignment scheduled to happen at this hour for Nick Reiner, charged with murdering his parents, writer, actor, director Rob Reiner, and Michele in their Brentwood home. 32-year-old Nick Reiner has been held without bail since he was arrested back in December. Reiner has a new attorney, Kimberly Green, a public defender. His previous attorney, Alan Jackson, quit the case in January because of what he called circumstances beyond his and his client's control. Reiner is expected to plead not guilty during his court appearance this morning. If convicted, Nick Reiner faces death or life in prison without the possibility of parole. Gigi Graciette is at that hearing, and she'll have more for us coming up in a live report once we know more.
Meantime, Conan O'Brien is breaking his silence over the Reiner murders. The couple attended O'Brien's holiday party hours before they were killed. Their son, Nick, also showed up at the party. O'Brien says he and his wife were very close with the couple, describing them as lovely people. He says he was in shock for quite some time. On Friday's podcast, O'Brien said, quote, to say goodnight to someone and then find out the next day they're gone is just an awful experience.
A high-risk travel advisory has now been issued. Flights to western Mexico have been disrupted after that Mexican drug lord was killed in a military operation.
We have learned in the past hour that 25 Mexican National Guard troops were killed in Jalisco in 6 separate attacks following El Mencho's death. Mario Ramirez is live at LAX now with an update on flight cancellations and delays to Mexico this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, that's right. And what we're seeing here at LAX is some flights are resuming while others are being canceled, or at least I should say they're showing they're on schedule, but they could change because of that ongoing violence. Now take a look at the United Terminal. We can tell you, for the most part, it looks like business as usual. And we can confirm flights to Puerto Vallarta and Cancun are scheduled out of LAX today, but airline officials say many of the passengers may choose to cancel, which could lead the airline to cancel if not enough show up. So let's go to the images here that shut down cities in western Mexico, burning vehicles and roadblocks after the Mexican army killed cartel leader Nemesio Ruben Oseguera Cervantes, known as El Mencho. Authorities say cartel members set fires across multiple states, blocking roads and turning Jalisco's capital, Guadalajara, into a ghost town. Flights canceled to and from parts of western Mexico, including Puerto Vallarta, Guadalajara, Mazatlan, and Cancun, where we heard from travelers caught in the middle of it during their vacation. Take a listen.
We knew there was fighting and burning and things like that going on in the community. We could see the smoke sitting at the airport. We could see that all around us. Just scared because you don't know.
It's like very eerie, so it's not what you're used to. Which makes sense, right? It's due to everybody being on lockdown right now. So it's very sad.
Safety alerts from foreign governments also warning travelers in Jalisco and surrounding states to shelter in place and monitor local conditions. Now, here at LAX, back out here live, it's something a lot of travelers are talking about. Dozens of Mexico flights canceled over the last 24 hours. Some continue this morning, and flights to Puerto Vallarta and Manzanillo canceled out of Alaska Airlines. We're going to have updates here in the next hour, but for now, that's the latest at LAX this morning. I'm Mario Ramirez. I'll send it back to you.
Lots of Americans are living down there as well. All right, Mario, we'll check in with you. Thank you. Developing this morning, President Trump still has eyes on Greenland. The president posting on social media his plans to send a hospital ship to the Danish territory, but Greenland said, quote, "It's a no thank you from here." Trump's posts came after Denmark's military said it evacuated a crew member from a U.S. submarine for urgent medical care. Greenland's prime minister said Greenlanders and Danes are always open to cooperation, but, quote, "Please talk to us instead of just making random statements on social media."
This coming week, the U.S. Farm Bill is back up for debate, and it applies to more than farmers. Agriculture experts say the complex piece of legislation impacts nearly everyone, from those who buy groceries to those who care about conservation or rely on nutrition programs. House Agriculture Chair G.T. Thompson says the latest bill provides modern policies for modern challenges, insisting a new farm bill is long overdue.
Farmers need and deserve certainty on the farm, and consumers deserve the same at the grocery store. And that's why finishing the farm bill is so critical.
Meantime, Angie Craig, the ranking member of the House Agriculture Committee, criticizes the bill, saying it does not do enough to help farmers and working people. And another possible point of controversy, the latest bill includes a provision that would prevent states and courts from being able to penalize pesticide makers for not including warnings on labels.
One of California's largest public employee unions is backing a new bill that would make work from home a permanent option for state employees whenever possible. The proposal would require state agencies to justify in writing why workers must report in person. It would also create a public dashboard tracking cost savings tied to telework. The move comes as Governor Newsom's July 1st mandate approaches, requiring most state employees to be in the office at least 4 days a week. Supporters argue remote work saves money, reduces traffic, and cuts emissions, but the governor has said bringing employees back increases accountability and strengthens public service.
If you do work from home, watch out, because Microsoft Teams is making it easier for your bosses to track your location. According to Microsoft 365 roadmap, starting next month, Teams will automatically update a user's work location as they move from Wi-Fi access point to access point. Good news, the location feature will be off by default. The bad news, though, Teams administrators will decide whether to turn it on, meaning they likely will be tracking your work location. A global rollout is planned across Windows and Mac OS systems.
A lot of companies who allow work from home won't allow you to work out of state.
That's right.
It's like tax reasons and things like that. So
they want to keep eyes
now
on.
They're gonna track you.
Yeah.
So are you looking for something new to do? Spring is about a month away. This next place you need to see to believe.
Coco McAvoy is live at the Valley Hive in Chatsworth to see what all the buzz is about. Good morning. Wearing your yellow. I love it.
Thank you. And hey there, we hear a lot about saving the bees, and I'm at a place that works to do that every single day. This is the Valley Hive here in Chatsworth. I am here with Anaí now, who is a bee expert.
I am. Thank you.
Thank you for having us. And tell us about the different types of honey you have.
Yeah, so in the United States alone, there's over 300 individual honeys that we recognize. Here at the shop, we carry 5 local raw natural honeys, starting with sage, wildflower, and avocado, and I know we'll be sampling these here in a second. So let's open up your 5 senses.
Let's do it. I'm looking forward to it.
So this sage right here is a little light, extra light amber. We have wildflower, that's medium amber, and then we have dark amber. So let's go ahead and give you a little sample of the sage.
Okay.
Go ahead and smell the aroma of the sage.
Ooh, that's really, I like that smell, and I can see kind of the consistency too.
Yes, this is a little mild.
Oh, I really like that.
Right?
I really like that. That kind
nice,
of tastes
subtle.
like kind of, subtle, nice honey.
So next up is a wildflower. The difference between these flowers is bees pollinate different flowers for the wildflower. So they'll find a 5-mile radius, and within that 5-mile radius, there'll be wildflowers of no known origin. So every single time you have a wildflower, every single batch is going to be unique in its own way, shape, and form.
Yeah, and that's a little thicker too.
It is.
I like that.
The color also varies depending on the season that it was harvested in. So sometimes something in the spring could be a little lighter than something collected in the fall or harvested in the fall.
Yeah.
Now this avocado one is a little darker. So the texture of this one's also going to be a little more strong.
Ooh, look at that color.
Look at that color, yes. Let me know what you think of that. I love that you smelled that. Amazing.
Yes. Oh my goodness, that is really, really good.
Right? So the avocado is very special because beekeepers go out to pollinate different flowers in different fields or orchards or groves. So for the avocado, we take our bees to the avocado fields, orchards, or groves, and then a 5-mile radius of that is predominantly avocado trees that they're harvesting the nectar from. And they'll go back home and they'll turn that into avocado honey.
Yes, and quickly, Anaí, I love your story.
Yeah.
If you can talk about your love for bees, how that really developed.
I am actually a 5th-generation beekeeper. So my grandma's grandma back in Mexico had hives, and that's a tradition that we followed through my lineage. In the last 3 years, I actually became a certified master beekeeper through UC Davis as well.
I love that. Anaí, thank you so much for your expertise, for the samples as well. They're all so delicious. You have got to come to the Valley Hive to experience this for yourself. For one, it's so welcoming, but I've also learned so much about bees. So the education aspect is really important too. And they do have workshops here. So come be part of this. Join the beekeeping community. I'll send it back to you.
We have a question about
the
medicinal qualities of honey.
And okay, am I right
is it
when I say that Manuka honey is the medical grade Manuka honey is good for wound care and other things?
Okay, so you said you've heard Manuka honey is good for wound care?
Yes.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
So Manuka is typically in New Zealand. We have something even better here in California, which is buckwheat. And this one rivals Manuka in properties. So if you want, we could also sample this one.
What are the medicinal?
This one is a lot thicker.
Can you ask her what are the medicinal qualities of this?
And this one's a crowd favorite here at the Valley Hive.
Yes, and while I'm sampling this, if you can talk about what the medicinal qualities of honey are.
What can you use them for?
So you know what? It's funny you mention that because there is no science that rivals or matches the medicinal properties of honey. Yeah. We are not that advanced. So bees are far beyond our years still. Hopefully science catches up with them in the next couple of years or hundreds of years. Bees have been around longer than we have. So they definitely know what's going on. And every plant and every nectar that is collected is all natural, raw, and when bees go out and collect it, natural honey can tend to granulate, but buckwheat is one of the ones that doesn't granulate as fast. Neither is sage. Wildflower can granulate a little faster because it's unknown origins of that flower, and avocado doesn't tend to granulate. So
yeah, get yourself some buckwheat honey.
Thank you so much. There you go.
Wow, it's education. Thank you, Coco.
Is it okay? Would you like a sample of the lemon?
I would. Unbelievable. Okay, so Amanda's off today, but we have you covered with your entertainment headlines, sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino.
Another early awards winner could be one step closer to having a golden Oscar night, especially after this weekend.
Say it with me. K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yay! K-pop Demon Hunters nominated for 10 Annie Awards. It took home all 10 Saturday night.
Wow!
The Netflix phenomenon took home every award it was nominated for, including Best Picture, Director, and Voice Acting. Many in the biz say this now makes K-pop Demon Hunter the front runner for the Best Animated Featured Oscar next month. They were just in our studio last week.
Yeah.
And they're so humble. They're so
they're
nice.
great.
They're so nice.
They're really great. Of course, lots of music in that movie, which brings us back to our poll question. Are you a fan of musicals on the big screen? Here are the results so far. Yes, that's my jam. Or no, hurts my ears. You can still vote, foxla.com/vote, or scan the QR code. Okay, on over. Oh, so you've heard about this, right? Racket sports, tennis, badminton. But what about tip tee?
Tip tee. Brooke is swinging into this new fast-paced sport after the break. First, let's get to some out with a look at traffic.
Ah, tip tee.
Tip tee.
Interesting. I was a badminton girl. Good Day LA traffic is sponsored by the offices of Jacob and Ronnie. Call jacob.com. We do have this brand new crash. We're going to take you out to Orange County, the South Coast metro area. Vehicles collided here, southbound side of the 405 at Bristol Street, taking away the fast lane. And unfortunately, this is an ongoing incident earlier this morning. A fatality crash, a vehicle versus pedestrian eastbound side of the 101 at Lost Hills Road. Activity still has you delayed there. Hopefully they'll get that cleared out soon. In the meantime, we've got westbound side of the 10 at San Pedro Street. A little bit of a struggle. Eastbound side looking good. Here's a look at some other traffic hotspots.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. This weather is sponsored by the law offices of Larry H. Parker. A look outside. It looks good, doesn't it? Lots of sunshine. We've got an area of high pressure now in control of our weather, and that's going to keep us nice and dry and much warmer as we get through the rest of this week, the last week of February. That ridge of high pressure will keep us protected from all these storms that will continue to move to the north, giving us 70s and 80s and possibly 10 to 20 degrees above normal. If you're headed head to the sand, temperatures there in the upper 60s to low 70s with surf heights near 3 to 5 feet in Ventura County, LA County 2 to 4, a little smaller as you head farther south, Orange County, San Diego 1 to 2 to 1 to 3 feet. 72 degrees on average, staying there through midweek and the end of the week, maybe even warmer at the coast, and really maintaining that area of high pressure through the upcoming weekend. 80 degrees for downtown LA, inland Orange County. This feels more like summer than winter, and even going to be warmer, 83 possibly by the end of this week. Up into the valley locations, the Inland Empire 82 to the mid 80s as we get to Thursday and Friday and Saturday. The mountains, if you're headed up back up to Big Bear, Snow Summit, it'll be nice. Look at this, great conditions in the afternoon, be t-shirt type of thing when you go down the mountain, but chilly temperatures in the morning. So they're still making lots of snow on top of all the great snow we received last week. 83 in Palm Springs, getting to low 90s as we head towards the end of this week. Back to you.
All right, Maria, thank you. Move over pickleball. There is a new racket sport launching right here in Southern California.
That's right. Brooke is live in Calabasas playing a game that's quieter and faster.
Huh.
Hey there, yeah, so look at this racket. It looks maybe like, if you don't pay close attention, like a tennis racket, right? Like a baby tennis racket, right? No. This is for Tipty. Yes, Tipty started as an idea, okay, more than 3 decades ago. And now, just within like a month, it's basically the new big thing. Steve, what's going on?
We got the tiger by the tail. So we launched the sport, Tipty, and 30 days ago. And over the last 30 days, every day, the adoption just keeps skyrocketing. And I'm sort of pinching myself all the time.
This is so cool. So you invented this. You had this idea 31 years ago. About 3 years ago, you really started like taking it seriously and developing it. But you only like showed it to the public a month ago. That's not that much time for it to be so popular.
Yeah, now we have hundreds of clubs around America playing it, and we've sold 1,400% of the amount of rackets we thought we were going to sell.
Amazing.
And yeah, it's been really fun.
Okay, talk to me. Explain the sport to me.
So it is basically tennis with a little bit of badminton on a pickleball court.
Okay.
So we have a 22-inch racket that is strung, and a foam ball that is 3.5 inches in diameter and is channeled.
Yeah.
And the channels have a lot of specific purpose. You can serve someone and focus the channels at them and hit a speeder, or you can turn it sideways and hit a knuckleball at them. So there's lots of aerodynamics in the ball that are very impactful in the sport.
You know, I have to say, I love the sound a tennis ball makes when it hits the racket. The pickleball noise, you know, I haven't warmed to it yet, okay? I haven't warmed to it yet, so I love this.
Yeah.
No sound.
I love pickleball, and my family all plays pickleball, but the reality is a pickleball strike is 92 decibels at 1.2 kilohertz. That is a very loud and very audible to the human ear frequency. So this is virtually silent. So lots of the lawsuits that have been happening with pickleball will be solved just by using Tipty at certain times that are more annoying to neighbors.
Yeah, I like the vibes.
Yeah.
Silent, you know. Hey, okay. Yeah, we're going to send things back to you all in the studio. We're learning much more about Tipty.
Very interesting.
Next hour.
A quieter alternative.
Yeah, those players are really.
I love that.
crushing
Yeah.
it. Those are good players.
Bob,
back
I think
there.
you could pick this up pretty quickly.
Well, I play racket sports, so I think I'd be okay at
So
it.
does Brooke.
Probably. Yeah, I know.
Brooke's out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Okay, clearly your photographer is Carlos, right?
He played tennis in high
my
school.
hater, my biggest hater. Actually, it depends on the day. It's either him or Bob. Bob is being nice today because I don't feel good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Carlos doesn't care.
Right. All right.
New this morning, American skier Lindsey Vonn says surgery saved her leg from being amputated. She seriously injured her leg during a crash in the women's downhill at the Milan Cortina Olympics. The 41-year-old revealed that she suffered compartment syndrome, which is when excessive pressure builds up inside of a muscle. The pressure restricts blood flow and can lead to actually permanent injury if not treated quickly. Vonn is now in a wheelchair, facing a year-long recovery. Despite the challenges, Vonn says she has no regrets about competing, adding, quote, "I always fight and keep going."
She'll be one of the heroes that came out of this
Absolutely.
Olympics, right?
She's a beast.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. Roxy and Sandra,
Good morning.
Hi there.
Good morning and welcome back, Jen. Waymo could pay you to close the doors on its driverless cars. We'll tell you how you can qualify for easy cash.
Plus, we're learning more about the former Prince Andrew after the Jeffrey Epstein fallout. Details on the beauty treatment he used taxpayer dollars for and how activists are now embarrassing the royal family member at the Louvre.
Oh, boy.
Good morning, and just like that, it's Monday morning, 9 a.m. right here. I'm Roxy Carpadian.
And I'm Sandra Endo. Thanks for joining us. Let's take a look at today's headlines.
Back in court today, the son of Rob and Michele Reiner. After months of delays and a sudden change in lawyers, Nick Reiner could enter a plea in his parents' murders this morning.
Plus, a chaotic scene breaking out in Mexico after a well-known cartel leader was killed, and a travel advisory for those looking to visit Mexico.
And the Supreme Court struck down President Trump's tariffs, but he's not giving up on his import taxes. How is he imposing a new fee this week? First, though, let's talk weather with Maria.
Yeah, let's talk about our amazing weather here. We deserved it. Started this weekend, and it's going to continue into this last week of February, guys. This is the last Monday of the month of February. And we've got just some high clouds. That's about it. Otherwise, mostly sunny skies expected. Depending on where you are, we'll see a little bit more in the way of high cloud cover. But temperatures right now ranging from 68 in Santa Monica, 64 downtown LA. It's 32 in Big Bear right now, 71 in Palm Springs. And out towards the Coachella Valley in the low desert, it'll get up to around 83 today in Palm Springs, 67 in the high desert, to that 57 eventually in Big Bear up into the mountains. Downtown LA, 80 degrees today, so a little warmer than yesterday, to 82 for the valleys and the Inland Empire, low 70s at our coast. It could get even warmer. I'll tell you when and how much hotter it will be coming up in my complete forecast. In the meantime, I'll send it back to you.
Oh, yeah, we're lucky here, but 40 million Americans on the East Coast under blizzard warnings in what officials are describing as the worst snowstorm in decades. The National Weather Service says that record snowfall of up to 2 feet is possible in many areas as it continues to come down this morning, along with heavy winds, possible flooding even. State of emergency declarations issued in New Jersey, Delaware, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and parts of New York. Now, the storm has caused thousands of flight delays and even cancellations. Over at LAX, 128 flights have been canceled, 79 flights delayed thus far. At Ontario International Airport, 1 flight cancellation and 6 flight delays. John Wayne has 12 cancellation and 11 delays. At Hollywood, Burbank, and Long Beach, no cancellations, but there are a handful of flight delays.
Developing news in Mexico this morning, 25 members of the Mexican National Guard are dead following the capture and killing of the leader of the cartel in the state of Jalisco. El Mencho was killed yesterday during a military operation. Chaos erupted over in Puerto Vallarta, sending ripple effects throughout Mexico following the killing. Those 25 National Guardsmen were killed in 6 different attacks following El Mencho's death. Schools have been canceled and tourists are urged to shelter in place in their resorts as authorities say more violence is expected.
El Mencho's killings triggered some flight cancellations and a security alert for travelers to Western Mexico.
Mario Ramirez live at LAX this morning with a look on whether the flight chaos has settled down or not. Mario.
Hi, Sandra, Roxy. What we're seeing here at LAX today, several Puerto Vallarta flights canceled, at least one to Manzanillo. And take a look. We're at the United Terminal now, and you can see a flight at 10:15 to Puerto Vallarta. It is on schedule, and I just asked some of the airline officials here, the workers. They say it is scheduled to leave without any disruptions. Another flight to Cancun also on schedule. So let's go to these dramatic images showing the chaos, burning vehicles, smoke filling the sky, and roads shut down after the Mexican army killed cartel leader Nemesio Ruben Oseguera Cervantes, known as El Mencho. Authorities say the cartel members torched cars at hundreds of locations, a tactic used to block military operations. And we can tell you Guadalajara, the capital of Jalisco, was nearly empty Sunday night as residents sheltered in place. The U.S. State Department warning Americans in several states, including Jalisco, to stay indoors as security operations continue. And dozens of flights from LAX to and from parts of Western Mexico canceled over the last 24 hours, including Guadalajara, Puerto Vallarta, and Cancun. And we heard from some travelers heading to other parts of Mexico with some safety concerns this morning.
The plane's on fire and, you know, crazy things that are happening out there with shootings and everything, but we're praying for the best.
I feel like I'm always aware of my surroundings everywhere I go. So I mean, right now, especially with the tension, you know, stay at the resort, you know, follow all protocols.
Scary situation, you know, it's very uncertain. You don't know what's going on, if people are gonna oh my God, if they're gonna fire up your city, your house, your grocery store nearby.
Security operations continue across parts of Mexico, and officials warn roadblocks could still impact airport access. And some airlines say waivers remain in place with free rebooking options for those impacted. And back out here live, LAX currently seeing more than 100 cancellations, most due to blizzard-like conditions at major hubs like JFK, Boston, and Philly. But the message for travelers, stay alert and frequently check your flight status before you head to the airport. For now, live at LAX this morning, I'm Mario Ramirez. Back to you, Sandra.
All right, Mario, thank you. Now, Nick Reiner is back in court this morning, expected to enter a plea in the deaths of his parents, Rob and Michele Reiner.
Gigi Gracietta is live for us in downtown LA with a preview. Gigi.
That's right. We were just up on the 5th floor, and court is in session. Everybody is there, including the prosecutors, the public defenders. Our Christina Gonzalez is also in court with a very large show of media. And we're not only talking about local television. All the network crews are here. The Reiner story headlines across the country. Let's go to the video, because today 32-year-old Nick Reiner will face those 2 murder charges with special circumstance allegations, and he faces a special allegation that he personally used a dangerous and deadly weapon to kill his parents on December 14th of last year. We're talking about a knife. Reiner is accused of fatally stabbing his father, 78-year-old Rob Reiner, and his mother, 70-year-old Michele, at their Brentwood home. He was arrested late the next day in Exposition Park. If convicted as charged, Reiner could face the death penalty, but the prosecutor has said they will think about the sentence later on. Right now, they just need to get him arraigned. Now, you might remember, if you've been following this case, that Nick Reiner did have a very high-profile private criminal defense attorney, Alan Jackson. He was here for 1 court session, then abruptly left the case, and Reiner is now being left to be defended by 2 public defenders. Again, Nick Reiner scheduled to be in court. We have not seen any immediate family members here. Unclear if they will show up or not. Reporting live in downtown Los Angeles, I'm Gigi Gracietta. Back to you.
All right, we'll keep everyone posted. Thank you so much, Gigi. A landmark social media trial continues this morning at the Superior Court in LA.
Last week, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg was questioned on whether his company designed its social media platforms to be intentionally addictive and the impacts on young people's mental health. A 20-year-old plaintiff accuses Meta of causing her psychological harm through its various platforms. During his testimony, Zuckerberg rejected claims that Instagram was built as a digital casino to hook children. Zuckerberg stated his apps are meant to be useful, not addictive. In their defense, Meta is now pointing to the plaintiff's medical records, arguing her depression stems from a turbulent home life, not algorithms. The outcome of the case could determine how thousands of other similar lawsuits play out.
President Trump has announced a new global 15% tariff that will take effect tomorrow. It comes after the Supreme Court struck down his previous tariffs, saying that he overstepped his authority. American businesses demanding refunds for the billions in tariffs they've already paid, but President Trump indicates he won't put an end to his tariff agenda just because of the high court's ruling. Listen.
The court said that I'm not allowed to charge even $1. I can't charge $1. Foreign countries that have been ripping us off for years are ecstatic. They're so happy. And they're dancing in the streets, but they won't be dancing for long.
The president now using a trade law from the 1970s that allows him to impose temporary import fees. It's called Section 122 of the 1974 Trade Act, which he says will be used to raise a 10% tariff on countries across the globe to 15%. Again, this starts tomorrow. The temporary tariffs can only last 150 days without congressional approval. No word on what the president's plan is past that point.
When it comes to refunds, hundreds of U.S. companies, including Costco and Goodyear, filed lawsuits seeking repayment on those original Trump tariffs. Several Democrat states are demanding refunds as well. That money could be nearly $200 billion. But the Supreme Court didn't rule out Friday on refunds, so that decision will once again play out in the courts. The administration believes it could take years to settle that issue. We should also point out that it's highly unlikely that individual consumers would see any refunds, since only direct importers are typically eligible for a refund.
Tomorrow, President Trump will deliver his State of the Union address. He's expected to highlight what he's calling strong economic growth and concerns about high living costs and trade policies, as well as address immigration and foreign policy. Many Democrats plan to skip that speech to show opposition to his agenda. Some of them will attend counter rallies and deliver their own addresses. Virginia Governor Abigail Spanberger is set to deliver the rebuttal to President Trump's speech, which California Senator Alex Padilla plans to deliver, the Spanish language rebuttal.
Some flyers are now breathing a sigh of relief. Officials have resumed the TSA pre-check program just hours after it was suspended due to the partial government shutdown. The Department of Homeland Security says it would take emergency measures to preserve limited funds, which meant ending pre-check and global entry. Now it says TSA is evaluating on a case-by-case basis as staffing shortages continue to rise. It's still unclear if global entry is impacted.
Beginning tonight and going through Saturday, Caltrans will reduce the number of lanes along the 405 through the Sepulveda Pass. The lane reduction and ramp closures will start at 9 o'clock tonight and at 6 a.m. The purpose for K-rail installation and electric work. This is part of the $144 million project to impose safety and to extend pavement life. Drivers should plan ahead, of course, and expect delays.
All right, coming up, we've got your entertainment headlines after the break, including the new trailer for Scream 7.
First, though, got to check on those roads with Marie on this Monday morning.
That's right. Back to work, back to school traffic, and there's some slowing out there for sure. This traffic is brought to you by DTLA Law Group Accident and Injury Attorneys. As we take a look at our wide real-time traffic map here, we've got some slowing on this 10 freeway. This is on the West 10 at San Pedro Street. You can see the westbound side on this side of your monitor, on the bottom side of the freeway. And it is moving slowly, but it's at least moving on both sides of that 10. On the West 10, between the 5 to the 4-5 going towards Santa Monica, 38 minutes coming out of downtown LA. Northbound 110 between the 4-5 to the 10, just 26 minutes. This is actually pretty good for this time of morning. Westbound 60 between the 57 to the 5, just 33 minutes. Here's some of the other traffic hotspots.
This broadcast is locally sponsored by DTLA Law Group, Auto Accident and Injury Attorneys. Have an injury? Text Injury Help to 40222 or visit us online at calldowntown.com. Message and data rates and usage may apply.
Welcome back. An alternative treatment for pet owners is now being used for zoo animals.
That's right. CBD oil continues to grow as a tool to help animals of all sizes. CBD is a compound found in marijuana, and it's now being used to help treat senior animals. Sooner, a 13-year-old Bengal tiger in New Mexico is being treated for arthritis, and zookeepers have started adding CBD to his daily meals, courtesy of free CBD oil donated by a local dispensary. And zookeepers say they have noticed an immediate change.
So far, the results have been astronomical. Now he's jumping, he's playing, he's training, he's swimming in his pool. He is just such a lively cat now, and there has been a complete night and day difference.
The success of the tiger's treatment is debunking several myths about CBD use in animals, like the belief that they would get high. Sooner is now the first tiger in the United States to be treated with CBD and is now paving the way for other animals to try the alternative treatment.
Interesting.
Maybe it'll work on me.
On you? You need
Give me
some
more
of that
energy.
Yeah, it works both ways, right? The energy or to calm you down.
That's right.
You're already calm. Amanda has the day off, but we have you covered entertainment-wise, sponsored by Yamava Resort and Casino. So this weekend, the film Goat dunked on the competition and took the top spot at the box office.
Belong here, Goat. You're too small. My mom told me if anyone could change the game, it was me. And I want her to be right.
The animated kids movie Goat bumped off last week's #1 spot, which was Wuthering Heights, in what was a close race all weekend. The family film dribbled up more than $17 million, while Wuthering Heights fell to $14 million. Fun fact, Golden State Warriors' very own Steph Curry co-produced and voices a character in the movie. Lenny the giraffe.
Oh, how cute is that?
Yeah, it looks cute.
All right, my kids are going to want to see that for sure. I've seen all the billboards out there. And GOAT, of course, means greatest of all time. Okay. And next weekend, both movies are expected to fall victim to ghost phase. Scream 7 opens, and here's a look at the new trailer that just dropped.
Gonna make everyone you love suffer, including your pretty daughter.
Oh, Scream 7 brings Neve Campbell back, along with the original creator and writer of the franchise, Kevin Williamson. The sequel is expected to have a big opening. We'll see if it sets a franchise record. When it hit theaters Friday.
Oh my gosh. That looks intense for sure. From movie massacres to movie music, last hour we asked you this question. Are you guys fans of musicals on the big screen? Let's see. Looks like 55% of you say yes, that's my jam, while 45% of you say no, hurts my ears. Let us know what you think. You still can vote. Go to foxla.com/vote. Let us know. All right, let me tell you what's coming up. So parents, do you want to lower your teen's anxiety? There's an interesting connection that has been identified between mental health and soda. We'll tell you what that's about. Also later, a historic moment on the ice at the Winter Olympics. We'll have more on the U.S. men's hockey win and how fans are reacting.
And welcome back to you. I'm meteorologist Maria Quaban. Good Day Late Weather is sponsored by Pechanka Resort Casinos. And boy, what a weather forecast I have for you here for the Southwest. The opposite of the Northeast. We've got an area of high pressure right now that is in control of our weather. What a difference from last week when we had storm after storm. Now these storms are marching to our north and eventually into the Pacific Northwest and as far south as Northern California. But this high pressure is going to give us an offshore flow. It's that clockwise flow of air around that area of high pressure that's going to push in some of those winds, but no weather alerts in place. Enough of an offshore flow to warm us up, possibly 10 to 20 degrees above normal as we get into the end of this week with temperatures in the 70s and even 80s, nearing 90 degrees as we get to Thursday and Friday as this ridge of high pressure continues to dominate our weather this week. Today, we're going to warm it up a couple degrees to 80 degrees for downtown, 71 in Las Vegas. If you're headed south to San Diego, around 73. Here's our day planner for Thousand Oaks out in Ventura County. We've got partly cloudy to partly sunny skies. It depends on how you look at that cup, half full or half empty. I'm going to say partly sunny in the upper 70s. Big Bear, yes, we are looking at some mild conditions in the upper 50s to even low 60s later this afternoon, but they have a good base from all that snow we received last week. Riverside getting to 80 degrees at 4 o'clock today. And lastly, Anaheim getting to 80 at around 2 p.m. I'll show you how warm it's really going to get coming up in just a few moments. In the meantime, I'll send it back to you.
I'm so excited. Looking forward to that. Thank you, Maria. Parents, how much soda do your teens drink? You may want to cut down the number of cans they have. Listen to this. New research suggests that teens who regularly drink sugary beverages more likely to report symptoms of anxiety. Researchers reviewed 9 studies which involved more than 70,000 young people. They compared sugary drink intake and mental health. Overall, high consumption of sweet teas, soda, and energy drinks was associated with actually 34% higher odds of anxiety disorders. Sugary drinks may trigger blood sugar spikes and crashes. They can also contribute to poor sleep and brain inflammation. Scientists also point out other factors like family lifestyle and sleeping disorders. I mean, I don't think it's a secret that soda's not good for you.
Right, and always, if they're drinking soda, they're always eating something too, usually with it, like chips or gummies or
like
candies,
junk food.
you know what I mean?
Junk food, yeah.
They're not just drinking soda standalone. It's always with something, and I think the combination is also really bad for your health.
I mean, really, too much of anything is bad for you. So it can be anything. There's going to be some kind of impact, right? The Hall County Fire Department in Georgia just shared this lighthearted moment that their fighters had with Ava, a 5-year-old girl, after her family's yard caught on fire.
It was an especially windy day, and their neighbor's grill had blown across their grass, spreading the flames. And here's part of Ava's interaction with the crew after it was safe for her to go outside.
There we go, yeah, brother.
Yeah, I actually have this outfit.
You got her own helmet. Yes, yes, I love it.
Oh, it took no time for them to get the flames out, and now Ava can say she knows a little bit more about what goes into being a firefighter. Look at her, she took on that hose.
Oh, wow. It was too powerful.
Here it comes.
Oh my gosh, so cute. Aside from the laughter, there's a serious side to this, of course. Firefighters say in an instance like this, it is important to watch your grill and have a fire extinguisher or water source nearby, especially with those winds. Look at how windy it was. That's the real danger.
But those hoses are super powerful.
Super powerful. She could have been blown back, you know, with the force of the water.
Yeah.
So cute, though.
I like that she had the uniform ready to go.
All the costumes.
Big changes coming to the happiest place on earth. At Disneyland, getting rid of its park hopper restrictions later this year will allow guests to move between Disneyland and California Adventure starting at park opening. The rule, first introduced after the parks reopened for COVID, limited park hopping to later in the day as an attempt to manage the crowds. Well, once the change takes effect, people who pay for annual passes or for the park hopper tickets can visit both parks as soon as they open, though reservations are still required. Disneyland has not yet announced when the changes will take place.
All right. Well, coming up, Coco's buzzing with excitement this morning at the Valley Hive. I need some honey, Coco.
Actually, you do.
Good morning. And the Valley Hive has so much honey, but did you know they also have a newly opened cafe here called Just Vibes Cafe? We're going to take you here live and show you the delicious drinks, too, coming up.
Good morning. Welcome to 9:30 on this Monday. I'm Roxy Carpadian.
And I'm Sandra Endo. Let's take a look at today's headlines. Homeowners who lost everything in the Palisades fire are furious after receiving a bill from LA City Hall. How Mayor Bass is responding.
Plus, the investigation into a deadly avalanche near Lake Tahoe is turning to the touring company involved. What we're learning about a recovery operation from over the weekend.
And a historic blizzard is slamming the Northeast United States. How this is impacting operations, including a travel ban. But first, Maria with a check on weather.
Yeah, speaking about that nor'easter, there it is spinning just off the coast of the Northeast, and it really developed almost like a hurricane this past weekend with a really rapid drop in that pressure at the center of the storm system. Look at all the snow from Delmarva on up into New York, all the way into Boston and the New England states. So we're talking about over 2 feet of snow with this system. Strong gusty winds continuing through at least the early evening hours, and then they'll start to relax a little bit with all of that. But then they have all that mess to clean up afterwards. Warm week for us to end this month. Yeah, I know, we're going to say goodbye to February here at the end of the week, and we're going to look for 70s and 80s. Doesn't feel like February now, but we deserve this after all the rain and snow we got last week. We have an offshore flow, and those breezes will get gusty at times, but so far so good. I don't suspect we'll get any weather alerts. The temperatures will warm up to possibly 10 to 20 degrees above normal. We got into the upper 70s yesterday, and all that rain measured over 4 inches so far this month. Today we're expecting 80, warmer than yesterday's 78 in downtown LA. Back to you.
Okay, Maria, thanks so much. Snow piling across the Northeast with this historic storm intensifying today.
That's right. Fox News correspondent Caroline Elliott is live in New York with the very latest. We've been watching you all morning long. You need an umbrella.
I do. This is a really wet storm, Sandra, Roxy. It's good to be with you. Officials told us this would be one of the biggest snowstorms we've seen in 10 years, and I hope you can hear me behind these crews, but it really is living up to the hype this morning. Some of those snow totals are starting to come in parts of New York. It's really impressive, the numbers we're seeing. In Brooklyn, we've seen 20 inches of snow. Parts of New Jersey, 23 inches of snow, and this storm is not over yet.
I mean, it's been tough this year.
A powerful bomb cyclone is barreling through the Northeast with more than 40 million Americans under blizzard warnings.
I'm done. I'm done with it. I'm ready for spring.
Heavy and dense snow combined with high winds is putting a strain on power lines, leaving more than 500,000 without power across the East Coast and 100,000 of those outages in the state of New Jersey alone.
This is not a typical snowstorm. It's nothing like we've seen for almost 30 years.
The snow leading to low visibility and near whiteout conditions in some areas. Many states proactively suspending mass transit systems and enacting travel bans. Even the popular delivery app DoorDash suspending service in New York City.
For your safety, stay home, stay inside, and stay off the roads.
The stormy conditions are still not stopping some tourists from enjoying the winter weather. This couple traveling from the UK to New York on vacation with their grandchild, making it just in time for a historical blizzard.
It's not really like this in the UK, so it's quite different to see it in New York, and it's quite magical as well.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant. I can't wait to throw her in the snow, build a snowman. Can't wait. Throw snowballs at it.
And we're going to sign off with some good news. So the good news is the snow will stop at 6 p.m. tonight. And some more good news for Bob that was asking last hour if the pubs are open. I called and checked. The pubs are open in Times Square. So if you're out and about today, we know some tourists are still trying to enjoy it. There you go. Bob, great question.
Okay. If he's not listening, I will be sure to pass that message along. Thank you so much. We'll let you go for now. Hopefully you can get out of here. The snow for a few minutes. Thank you. Appreciate it. We do have some breaking news.
Nick Riner has just pleaded not guilty in court this morning in the deaths of his parents, Rob and Michele Reiner.
Let's go to Gigi right now outside in downtown LA with the details. Gigi.
That's right. Both Christina Gonzalez and I were inside the courtroom when Nick Reiner entered that not guilty plea through his public defenders. He also agreed to a next court date of April the 29th. The prosecution telling the judge they have turned over volumes of evidence to Nick Reiner's public defenders. Against that, again, the next court date is April 29th. Now, there did appear to be some family members inside the courtroom. Not immediate family. We're unclear on who they were. Nick Reiner was behind a glass pane. We do have some video we're going to get for you coming up a little bit later on Good Day LA. Bail, no bail set for Nick Reiner. So once again, Nick Reiner just making a court appearance, officially entering a plea of not guilty to the 2 charges that he murdered his parents, Rob and Michele Reiner. We'll have much more coming up on Good Day LA. For now, I'm Gigi Graciette live in downtown LA.
All right, Gigi, we'll check back in with you shortly. Thank you. In Northern California, crews have retrieved the 9th and final victim of last week's deadly avalanche near Lake Tahoe. The victims were on a backcountry ski trip with 11 skiers and 4 guides. They left days before the avalanche, despite warnings that a strong winter storm was coming. Now investigators are looking into the tour company to determine if any safety regulations were violated.
Still getting a lot of more formal interviews.
surely you can imagine the day of the recovery was very stressful for everyone.
The incident commander says 42 search and rescue volunteers were deployed on the mountain this weekend. All but one of the victims was from California. The avalanche is the deadliest in California's history.
The feds have identified the man that they shot and killed for trying to breach the secure perimeter of President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home in Palm Beach, Florida. The Secret Service identified him as 21-year-old Austin Tucker of North Carolina. They say his family had reported him missing. Authorities say they believe he bought his shotgun while driving south to Florida. Around 1:30 Sunday morning, officials say he entered the security perimeter at the estate with his shotgun and gas canister, but they're still investigating his motives.
The president, of course, is well secured. Nonetheless, it's alarming when you look at the rhetoric that's coming out and the attacks that follow, that frequently accompany these things and are oftentimes intensified by them. You have to ask yourself the question, is it all worth it?
President Trump was not at Mar-a-Lago during the incident. He was at the White House governor's dinner.
The search for Nancy Guthrie is now in week 4 with still no suspects in the case. Investigators say they're having trouble isolating some of the mixed DNA found at Nancy's home. A dozen volunteer searchers came out Sunday in Tucson to look for clues in the area around the home. The sheriff's office, though, advised against it out of concern they could disturb potential evidence. But some of the searchers say they're frustrated with the lack of progress.
I feel like they should be doing way more.
I just feel like if it was my mom or anybody in my family that was missing, I'd want somebody to, to come out and search and try to help find her and bring her home.
A former FBI agent tells Fox News investigators should explore personal grievances as a motive in this case, saying the kidnap for ransom theory just does not add up. The FBI hasn't confirmed whether it believes ransom notes sent to several media outlets are legitimate.
Back here locally, survivors of last year's Palisades wildfire say they are outraged after receiving a bill from LA City Hall for brush clearance on lots where their homes no longer exist. They say they're being charged $31 for not clearing their lot. The property owners say the bill is insulting and cruel and they're not going to pay it.
It's one final blow, after they screwed us over. They're still trying to take money.
I was a little astonished because there's no house and there's no brush.
In a statement to Fox 11, LA Mayor Karen Bass said this is unacceptable. No resident who lost their home in the Palisades should receive this charge. The mayor's office is in contact with LAFD to determine the next steps.
Disturbing video from a Lakewood gas station. A woman was pumping gas when a shirtless man tried to carjack her vehicle while her baby was inside. The man, armed with a metal pipe, look here, calmly puts the gas nozzle back on the pump and jumps in the car. The woman pounds on the window, screaming for her baby trapped inside. The mother's keys were not in the vehicle, so the man could not drive off. He eventually ran off instead. Police caught the man within a couple of hours, and detectives say he is Ryan Campbell, a known troublemaker. They remind drivers when pumping gas to have your keys out and your eyes up.
Always. There's so many instances like this.
Yeah, and we hear so many that we report on.
Where they drive off.
Right, and there's kids usually inside. That's really scary.
You just have to lock your door. You just have to. Don't think you're in a safe place and it's going to take a second and you're standing there. And
that's right.
How many stories have we done? All truckers and bus drivers will have to take their commercial driver's license tests in English as the Trump administration expands its aggressive campaign to improve safety. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy cracking down on companies that train truck drivers. Duffy says more than 550 commercial driving schools are in violation of federal safety standards. This after he sent more than 300 investigators to look into things. Some issues they uncovered: lack of qualified instructors and a lack of oversight.
In the state of California, you can take the driver's test, the skills test, and the proficiency test. You can take it in 20 different languages. 20 different languages. What we're doing is implementing a rule that'll say there's one language in which you can take your test. It's English only.
It comes a few months after an undocumented man with a California driver's license slammed into a stop traffic on the 10 freeway in Ontario, killing 3 people. Secretary Duffy told the California Post that after months of refusing to comply, Governor Gavin Newsom is reportedly reversing course. This has not been confirmed by Newsom himself.
People's bad manners are making money for DoorDash drivers. Waymo taxis are those driverless cars, right? Well, a quirk is when they have a passenger who gets out and leaves the door open, the car cannot move. So the company has come up with a unique solution. It's paying DoorDash drivers to dash over and close the door. The pilot program in Atlanta is paying drivers $11 for each door they close. But this new money-making job won't last forever. Waymo says future cars will have doors that close on their own, but hasn't said when that will happen. I know. It sounds so backwards.
Yes. Yep. It's inefficient.
Mm-hmm. I know.
Crazy. Okay.
It's like a little loophole that they didn't think about, you know?
I guess, but also who doesn't close their door?
Rude passengers out there.
Or maybe they don't close it
all the way.
All the way, yeah. All right, if you're looking for something to do, the next place you need to see is Believe. You need some of this right now.
Yes, a little honey. Coco McAvoy maybe could hook us up.
Hey there, on the same property as the Valley Hive is the most wonderful, welcoming, and cozy cafe called Just Vibes Cafe. It is owned by Jose and Victor Esparza. And Victor, I'm going to start with you. If you can tell us all about Just Vibes Cafe.
Yeah, thank you, Coco. Well, Just Vibes Cafe, we're located in Chatsworth inside the Topanga Nursery, as I've already stated. We're a cafe that's basically built on community, Coco. We're all about offering fresh ingredients, supporting local brands, and more than anything, bringing people together through our drinks and food.
I love that. And speaking of the drinks, Jose, if you can take us through the drinks here and talk about the variety you have.
Yeah, of course, Coco. We have a wide variety of drinks, but here are some of our most popular drinks for you guys to see. First, we have the most popular smoothie, which is going to be our fruit punch. It's a variety of organic fruits. We also offer organic ceremonial matcha. This is going to be our cloudy lavender matcha. We also have mocktails for you as well. We have a pina colada mocktail, and our most famous and a traditional from Mexico is going to be our cafecito de olla.
I love that. They all look so beautiful, too. So you've been at this location for 6 months. If you can talk about what inspired you to start this.
Yeah, of course, Coco. I mean, we've come from a entrepreneurial and marketing background, just working with small businesses and restaurants. And I think that kind of motivated us to start something for ourselves and really build something for the next generation, you know, being that we are first-generation Americans. But yeah, we just love serving the community. That's really what we love to do here at Just Vibes Cafe. Thank you.
And you serve it so well. And your message to the community, people who maybe haven't tried it yet.
My message is, if you're looking for a great vibe, this is for sure the place for you. We are more than just a coffee shop, as we've shown you today. There's a lot of things to do here, from the honey store to the nursery to a great, delicious drink. This is the place for you to really unwind and have a great time and find what vibes with you.
I like that. And that is so true. Thank you so much, Jose. Thank you so much, Victor. I have to wholeheartedly agree. They're so easy to talk to, wonderful people. They make delicious drinks and food as well. So you've got to come here and try Just Vibes Cafe. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Coco, thank you. Appreciate that. We're actually going to go over to listen to Nathan Hockman speak right now in light of the Reiner not guilty verdict.
Any questions today? Thank you.
Looks like we missed that moment. He was just addressing some of the reporters. There were so many of them outside of that courtroom today as we got that not guilty verdict from Nick Reiner. All right, more to come on that, but let's take a break. We'll be right back.
All right, so let's talk about our weather now because we deserve this break, right? After the 3 storms we got last week, high pressure is going to keep the storm track away from us beginning today into the long term, not just into next week, potentially into the first couple of days of March. We're going to stay pretty nice and dry. There's a chance next week, Wednesday, we might get a sprinkle or 2, but it's a long ways away. I'll keep you posted. In the meantime, the rest of the week into this upcoming weekend, plan away. You should be okay. In fact, if you're headed to the beach today, 3 to 5 foot sets rolling in for Ventura County beaches. A little smaller as you head farther south. LA County 2 to 4 feet, 1 to 2, so on and so on. OC into San Diego. Temperatures on the sand in the upper 60s to low 70s with enough sunshine. Lots of sunshine actually through the extended outlook. We may see some high clouds today depending on where you are. High mid-level clouds, that's about it. 80 degrees for downtown LA. That is more like a summer high. Even warmer as we get into the end of this week into the weekend. 82 in the valleys in the Inland Empire. Look at Friday and Saturday. 85 and 84 degrees with lots of sunshine. The mountains 57. We've got temperatures warming up even to 67 by Friday. They got a lot of snow though, our local mountains, so that's great news. They have quite a great snowpack, and they're making plenty of snow on top of that. So it will still be wonderful conditions this weekend. Low desert 83 in Palm Springs today. Back to you.
Maria, thank you. A new racket sport looks like pickleball, but it's played very differently.
Brooke Thomas is live in Calabasas to show us how tip tee works. Hi there.
Tip tee.
Hey there. Yeah, so it's a mixture between tennis, pickleball, and badminton, actually. So take a look. I don't know if you can see. The rackets are a little smaller, right? And the balls are silent. We love that because, you know, the pickleball court it's a loud noise. Some people love it. Some people don't. You know, the players love it. Okay. Not that I'm afraid of getting hit by this foam ball, but I want to chat with you guys. Can I interrupt your game? They said this was okay. Okay. Okay, come over here. Talk to me. How long have you been playing tip tee?
I've been playing tip tee for about 1.5 years now.
Yeah?
So Steve introduced us last March.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've been playing a lot the past few months. He's really taking it serious, so he's got all of us playing. I try to play twice a week at least now.
You love it?
I love it.
So
I'm
were
addicted.
You a tennis player, pickleball player? Tell me.
Both. So I played tennis for about 15 years.
Okay.
Growing up, I'm from Atlanta. I played for like 15 years, took some time off, discovered pickleball, and then I met Steve.
Yeah.
That kind of changed everything. Steve introduced all of us to tip tee, brought tennis back to all of our lives. So for me, it's great just playing tennis again and feeling that again. It's super intense. You guys were just watching. It gets really intense.
Yeah, you're intense. Yeah, no, it's okay. No, okay, I know. I came mid-game. So talk to me. Like, why do you like tip tee?
I like tip tee, honestly, a little bit more than pickleball, just because it's a better workout for me.
Oh, why?
The points last longer, so that makes it more fun for me, honestly, because I'm like always trying to work out. Also, it's just like a little bit easier on my body.
It's a little bit easier on the ears.
Yeah, true.
That's my favorite part about this.
And honestly, I feel like it's easier. I mean, the ball is so big, so for beginners, it's probably like such a great sport to try and pick up, even if you've never played tennis or pickleball. I feel like it's a pretty easy sport.
Okay, really quick, are you surprised by how quickly this has picked up with people?
No, because I've been playing it for about a year, and like I said, I mean, I love it more than pickleball, maybe even more than tennis right now. I was a tennis player, so I don't play as much tennis anymore, so this is kind of my new sport.
Yeah, and it's fun. I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, so now we all need to learn tip tee. I'll send things back to you.
That's a cute name, tip tee. Let's go play tip tee.
I'm curious because I actually do like badminton. I mean, I don't play like professionally, but for fun, and I do like the idea of all of that combined into one.
Yeah, come on out here.
Okay.
Sam can handle the work. Just get up. Come on. Yeah.
I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there.
Looks like fun.
I do like that it's not noisy, too. Yeah, for sure.
More calming.
Thank you, Brooke. It was an incredible end to the Olympics for the U.S. men's hockey team.
They beat Canada 2-1 in overtime to win the gold medal.
McCarr, United States with numbers. Watch across it comes. Jeff Hughes wins it. The golden goal for the United States.
Oh my gosh, the hero to make the game-winning goal was Jack Hughes. He scored a minute and 41 seconds into overtime. It's the first time the U.S. has won the men's title since the Miracle on Ice back in 1980.
It was just fantastic. We're here on our honeymoon, and to see USA win gold for the first time since 1980 was just the best thing ever. Could not have asked. No, Canada played so well.
We're so grateful to be here.
Very painful, very painful. They fought hard. They outplayed the U.S., but in the end, 3-on-3 overtime, they came up short. So we're proud of them, and it is what it is. We'll get them next time.
It is what it is. Well, we're excited. All right, let's take a look at that final Olympic medal count. Norway led the way. There it is, 41 total points. Medals, that is, 18 of them gold. The United States coming in second with 33, including 12 gold medals. You have Italy, Germany, Japan. They're rounding out the top 5 at the end of Olympic Games.
Oh, it's so sad when it's all over, right?
It goes quickly.
I know.
Yeah.
It's always so fun to watch all the competition.
Well,
I stayed up late.
I was going to say the good news is you get extra sleep.
Yeah,
now.
that's right.
You can go to bed at a decent hour.
That's right. And you can't forget the 2026 Winter Olympics wrapped up with a spectacular closing ceremony inside the ancient Verona Arena, celebrating Italian music and dance. Roughly 1,500 athletes waved national flags as the games came to a close. And kids love watching this. My kids love seeing all the ceremonial stuff, the athletes having fun. In a key tradition, the Olympic flag was passed to France, host of the 2030 Winter Olympics in the French Alps, while eyes also turned to the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles.
Be here before you know it.
Can't wait for that.
A Clippers fan is waking up this morning with an extra $10,000 in his bank account after making a half-court shot during halftime. Watch this.
Well, I told you that three-point shooting has been tough. This guy right here.
Wow.
Nice
What a
job. Just like that, he wins $10K right there on the second attempt. The Clippers lost the game, though, but this guy definitely won.
Wait, he had 2 chances?
Yeah.
That's generous.
Well,
nice.
it worked,
Okay.
you know?
All right.
That's
Maybe
amazing.
I would try that competition if you get more than one try, right? That's
All right,
good.
That's good. Congrats to you. All right, coming up, 10 a.m., shock and outrage over the BBC's decision to broadcast the BAFTA Awards without bleeping out some obscenities. We'll explain that just ahead.
Plus, this picture of the former prince, Prince Andrew, slumped down in a car, leaving the police station. You see right there. This ends up hanging in the Louvre. We'll explain how that happened.
And this one from the files of Mother Knows Best. The surprising number of times moms were more accurate about their child's health than the doctor.